Okay, and I'm going to go to page 3, Eggleston versus Stuart, case number A16748919-C.
Good morning, Your Honor. Paola Armeni on behalf of Mr. Eggleston.
Good morning, Your Honor. Felicia Galati appearing for Clark County and Ms. Stewart.
Okay, and this is the joint motion to extend discovery deadline and reset the trial, which I did agree to hear on an order shortening time. This is a very old case. It's 6 years old when I inherited, because I don't have 6-year-old cases on my docket.
And Your Honor, we understand that concern, but I think part of our dilemma that's out of both my hands and Ms. Galanti's hands is the fact that this case was up at the Supreme Court for 3 years. So we've lost 3 years of being able to do any discovery on the case. I just got involved when the case came back from the Nevada Supreme Court. And so I think even when I got involved, there may have been some discovery that happened before the motion to dismiss was filed. And then there seems to actually be a lag between the motion to dismiss was granted, and by the time the motion for reconsideration was heard, there was a lag in time there. So I understand the court's concern. I just think that this case is slightly different because there are things out of both parties' hands specifically for this case, and there's just not enough time. Additionally, with Mr. Eggleston being out of the country, there's a couple other hurdles that normally, medical records, if we were here and he was here, they're easier, I should say, to obtain, not easy, but easier to obtain. And we're having more of a difficult time. It's not as easy getting them from the UK.
I was going to say they've got socialized medicine there, so there may be a problem there. I'll tell you what I am concerned about is that we're going to be in the same dilemma in about 6 months. Medical records and things like that.
That may be the case. I can say I can't speak for the medical records. I know both Ms. Galanti and myself are both independently trying to gather those records. So I can't tell the court we won't be in the same boat on that. I can tell you we are still moving forward with depositions being set of recipient witnesses, and we're trying to do whatever we can. With Ms. Stewart now with her surgery, I anticipate, my position is being out of work. As soon as she's ready, I'm ready to take her deposition, but I want to be fair to her and let her heal after her surgery. So I think our intention is to continue to move forward with the case. We're not, even though we're requesting the extra time, we haven't stopped. We're still setting depositions. We're still doing discovery. But you're right. I don't know what the answer will be, but the request for this joint motion is not just based on the medical records. That's just simply one of the prongs and the reasons that we're making the request.
Just so Your Honor knows, I agree with what's been said. And in addition to that, we have retained a law firm in the United Kingdom to get the records. So I'm crossing my fingers and hoping that since they're there, they know how to get records and it may expedite the process. So I will be sending this Armenia form for the plaintiff to sign so this firm can get us the records and see if that can move a little faster. But they have also said it may take months as well, and we just don't know what's going to happen until that process starts.
Okay. Nathan, if I were to grant the motion, it looks like a 3-month, they're asking for a 3-month continuance. Do you know, with deadline for, deadline to complete discovery would be April 17. Would that put us on the July?
Yeah, July.
July 31st stack? How's that sound? That's a 5-week stack, by the way. Yeah, say go ahead and look at calendars.
I don't know.
Sorry.
That's okay, no problem. And is that going to screw you up with the convention and all that?
No, that's what I'm trying to think. We haven't made our summer plans yet, and I think the convention's the end of June, right? So I don't anticipate, if we do a vacation, we may do it right after the convention. So I think I'll be okay. I mean, if the court's got something later in August, that would probably be my preference, but...
Well, the next one would be the day after Labor Day.
I'm just worried about the records, and I'm happy to come back here and give Your Honor an update, but we just don't know what the answer is going to be on that. So, I don't know. July, November, fine for me.
Why don't we put it September? Because
Fine.
that will give you a little extra time to get the medical records. It shouldn't. I don't know if you plan to go to the state bar and all that, but I know she's going to be busy with it.
Understood.
Okay. All right, I'm going to grant your motion. So we will extend the trial from the April 17, 2023 stack to September, what would that be?
It says September.
September 5th? If you are number one, and that is very likely, given that it is a very old case, it would be a 1 o'clock start because that's a Tuesday. And it is 5 weeks. And this is what my typical week is for trial. Monday, Friday, we have an 8:30 start. We end every day by 5, no matter what. And I tell the lawyers that because I don't want you to put your expert witness on at 4:45 unless you've only got a couple questions or plan to bring them back the next day. We're not going to keep the expert on until 8 o'clock at night. That's not fair to the jury. Wednesday, we have a 9:30 start. And then Tuesday, Thursday, it is usually a 1 o'clock start, but if I have a light calendar, I am more than happy to start earlier than the day. I can promise you 3.5 days a week, 3 full days and 2 half days a week. So how long do you think the case will take to try? At least at this point, I appreciate cases morph.
I think we said 7 or 7 to 10.
As of right now, I think that, yes.
Okay. We'll get out a new trial scheduling order. No more continuances.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.